Hi guys, Ann here, and today I really don't know what we have. So it's pretty early. Well, I got up around 7:30ish, and then I went downstairs, made my cup of coffee, watched a little bit of TV, watched a little bit of YouTube, and then I just got out of the shower. I did do my skincare. I need to, did I show you my cup? I love this cup. I got this at Walmart. They had this one, or they had like a purplish pink one. I thought this would match my room better. I don't know. So now I'm going to get ready to go downstairs and make some breakfast because I'm starving. I think I'm going to make... Lately, what I've been eating for breakfast is like a bagel, a cinnamon toast. No, cinnamon toast. A cinnamon raisin bagel. But I think I'm going to make some scrambled eggs. I always got to put some cheese in my eggs. Always. I cannot eat scrambled eggs without cheese. And then salt and pepper. And then I think I'll make either toast or a bagel or something like that. Because it's getting pretty late now. It's like about 10:30 in the morning. So I've been up for a while. I haven't been filming because... So back in 2005, I was in a really bad car accident, right? I had Lexi and Isaiah was in the car. Tyler was not in the car. Isaiah was 12 months old. I shared this before. He had broke both of his ankles. Lexi was 5 at the time. She broke her nose and just, it was pretty bad. And I messed up my neck and my back. Now, my neck is actually worse than my back, but my back hurts worse. You know what I mean? I have 6 herniated discs in my neck, and that's from the whiplash because I had a head-on collision. It was not my fault. I was going straight. I had the right of way. Somebody was at a stop sign like this, and they were making a left-hand turn. And I barely got to my brake. So I was going about 60 miles an hour straight impact. What saved me was having my seatbelt on, or I would have went right through that windshield. So when you have that impact like that, you know, you like move like this and like you get the whiplash. And from you going like this back and forth, I hurt my neck and I hurt my lower back. So I have 3 torn discs in my back where when your discs are torn, the cartilage, right, leaked out. So I bone on bone and I have, you know, other things wrong. So I was on pain medicine for 16, 17 years. And it's been about 3 years now that I have not been on pain medicine. And I think when the weather's changing, because now in Jersey, it's like fall weather. It's like in the 60s, right? Let me go get my phone. I'll see what the weather is right now. See, it's getting pretty late in the day. It's 10:30. All right, let's look at the weather. I don't know why it's saying New York. It's 60 out in New York. Let me get my other phone. It's 65 here. And it's going to rain 50%. Chance of rain. It is always raining. It's going to be high 69. Yesterday was like in the low 60s, rainy. So when it gets like that, my back just starts hurting. Either that or having dogs sleep with you and you can't even move. I'll show you a picture right here. And they like sleeping this way, right? So like I can't even stretch my legs or like pull the covers up or anything like that. And so I did buy, I think the last vlog I bought that pillow topper I put here. I thought maybe because this bed's old. It's like 14 years old. So it's about time for me to get another bed. So I thought maybe that's what it was. But I don't know if that's too soft, the topper, you know, because I like something not real hard, but I like firm, you know, because if I sleep on a soft bed, it's like if my spine isn't laying straight, if it's curved a little bit, I wake up with back pain. So that is the issues I've been having. But today wasn't as bad. And then like when I wake up like that, within a couple of hours, once I get moving and stuff like that, I'm okay, you know, but. So that's what's been going on, why I haven't been filming. Like I said, it's been raining and all that kind of stuff. And then, you know, when you're in pain, what happens? You start getting depressed. But like I said, today's Friday. I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm going to go downstairs, make some breakfast. And then we'll come back up, have a little coffee talk. I'm going to get dressed. I'm going to film that for my beauty channel. I'm going to do a get ready with me and then film a few videos over there. And then we'll come back and talk. And I don't know, maybe we'll go outside, have a little vlog. I don't know what's going to happen today. But I'm going to film like a day in my life. That's what it's going to be. All right, so let's go downstairs and make some breakfast. For my coffee, I use this. I use a little bit of sugar, this, and then milk. I already made my coffee. I like it a little dark. I gotta wake me up a little. I'm waiting. I use the air fryer to make my toast or my bagel. So I have 3 minutes left on that. My butter ready. All right, I'll be back. My bagel is done. Woo-hoo-hoo, that's hot. That's hot. This I was able to save from the fire. This was my great-grandmother's butter dish. My ibuprofen for my back. All right, let's go upstairs. All right, I am back up in my room. After I get done eating, I'm going to dye my hair because it looks a little oily. It's best to dye your hair when it's the dirtiest. And then we're going to, like I said, I'm going to do a get ready with me. Let me tell you, these eggs are banging. Let me tell you something. When I was growing up, my mom used to always put milk in my eggs, me and my brother's eggs, and to make it have a little bit more, you know. And then when I had my kids, because my mom always would put a little milk in it, then I asked my mom, why do you put milk in it? Because I have a lot of friends that say they don't use milk, you know. And when my mom told me, I'm like, And then on days when I was like struggling, it was towards the end of the month, I did the same thing for it to have a little bit more. And I still do that to this day. It's still in my head. Now, my kids, they don't add milk to their eggs. But let me know, do you guys, if you make scrambled eggs, do you add milk to it or not? Let me know. Nala heard me say eggs. Look at her. But it has cheese in it, so I can't get her any. Now, I used to do my scrambled eggs and then add cheese to it, you know, like last. But I noticed that I would put too much cheese in it, you know, and then I would get cramps. So that's why I put the cheese in it, like, all together, you know. That's good. Let me take a bite of my bagel. What are you doing? Go lay down. Go. All right, I'm going to finish eating my breakfast so I'm not so rude. And I'll be back. All right, I'm back. I look like a completely different person when I'm done up, don't I? So I just finished my Get Ready With Me, and I used, in the ice cream beauty box for this month for September, there was this palette. It's called the Secret Grove palette. It's the Gourmet Girls X ice cream beauty box. They collabed with Gourmet Girls, and let me just tell you, that's what she looks like. Now this, I kind of went in with these, and I got this color in here, and I'll have to clean that out. But it's a gorgeous palette. And I went out of my comfort zone a little bit because normally I'm always wearing like a blue or blue purple eyeliner in my waterline. So at first I went in with this. This is a Crown from Crown Brushes eyeliner. And it's very light. It's more like a pastel purple. It's like a purplish blue in person. And it looked very light. And I was like, oh, it looks pretty. But I'm so used to like darker. And sometimes it's so hard to get out of your comfort zone, you know. But I'm trying. Because what I'm trying to do is, I haven't really bought any new makeup. I'm just trying to I have so much makeup. Like I'm getting ready to do some declutter videos on my beauty channel right after this. And it's like, my makeup's going bad, and it's like I got to use up what I have, you know, and stop using the same colors all the time. So I almost did it, and then I'm like, then I found this. This is the NYX in what shade you be? Purple Blaze, and that's just a little bit darker. So then I went in with that, but that's what it looks like. And I really like my eye look. I really like this formula. I was surprised. Like, I'm telling you, these indie brands are killing it. They really, really are. All right. So earlier this morning, I asked on I posted like early, like 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. And I posted like, if there's any questions, ask me. And I know there was only a couple because it was very early in the morning. That I know. And like in California, if I post at 7:30, then it's what? 4:30 your time, you know what I mean? So I knew it was kind of early. So let me go on YouTube and see if there's any questions. If not, I do have an update about, you know, my soon-to-be ex-husband and all that kind of stuff. So I'll talk to you about that. But let's go into the questions first. And then tomorrow I'll be vlogging outside, cleaning up the yard and stuff. But, okay, so let's see. I'm happy you're feeling better. How's your health? My health is, you know, it's still the same. It's not getting any worse, which is great, you know. But yeah, it's still the same. Another one, have you been taking your diabetes meds? It could be your kidneys if your glucose is high, because I was saying about my back. No, I have a back injury, so it just, you know. And some days, like when I was out there doing the yard work and I was like putting my weight on that big branch and stuff, like I was having a good day, right? My back didn't hurt. And then sometimes when the weather changes, sometimes if I sleep the wrong way or sleep too long in one position, you know, or like if it's real cold, then my back and my legs starts messing with me. My issue is when I start feeling okay, I start doing too much and then I suffer the next day. Then I'm like down the whole next day. You know what I mean? But my sugar's been okay. It's been pretty good, you know. So I know it's not my sugar. It's just my injury. And I don't take my Ozempic anymore. So, but I do take my medicine, my other medicine. Somebody asked me, when is the divorce final and what's going on with that? Okay. And then there was just another so there's only like 7 comments. So let's talk about that. So do you remember I had stated that there was 2 cars that my husband left, right? And he did finally come and pick up one of the cars that he kind of did me dirty about a little bit, because that car, see, when my daughter started driving, my daughter's 23. So when she was 17, started driving, I had a car that was paid off and stuff, and she drove my car, totaled it. My daughter totaled 2 cars in less than 30 days, the first month she was driving, okay? And then I didn't have a car. So then her father helped her get a car. And then when she started working, was able to get a better car, she gave me that car. And she gave me the title. It was paid off, everything. And it needed some work and different things. And also, like I explained this before, but like it needed a new fan, so the AC wasn't working, so like it would overheat. And oh, it was terrible, especially in the summertime. It was terrible. We finally get that fixed. So then I had a fan that I paid. It was like 100, maybe $150, I think the part was. It wasn't too much, but who was going to fix it? I didn't have the money to get it fixed. So finally, like a year later, I went a whole year like that. We got it fixed. And then I think I only had it for maybe 6 months or something like that. And the water pump went. And it was starting to overheat. And we pulled over. My husband was with me that day, and we were on our way to go to a shop to get it fixed. We pulled over, and then, we waited a little bit, and then because we can literally see, we pulled over on the right, and on the left-hand side was a shop, and you could literally see it. Like, it was right there. And I'm like, if we could just get it to the shop. We started it up, drove it, and we were like going as fast as we could to get it to the shop, and it just overheated and stalled. Once it stalled, I knew it most likely blew the head gasket. And so I'm like, this car is not worth getting. It would be a couple $1,000s to get it fixed, and the car's not even worth it. And I didn't have the money to get it fixed anyway, so I just parked it in the back. Well, I had the title down sitting on the dining room table where I had my daughter sign it, because I was going to one day put the title on my name. Never did. And what my husband did was he took it and then he signed his name without me knowing. And then he took it to motor vehicle and got the title. So then it was in his name. So I was very pissed off about that, but not too much, because I'm like, well, whatever, because I can't pay to get it fixed, and it's just sitting there, and I wanted to donate it. I begged him. I said, let's donate the car. Donate it and give it to, like, those programs where they give it to, like, teens that, or, domestic violence, families, like, if they can get it fixed, like, the heat worked. It was a good car. It just needed a few things needed to be fixed on it, if you had the money. And he was like, no, I'm not donating. I'm going to get it fixed. Well, what have you? And then I told you he went and purchased this other car. It was a year, same make and model, just a year difference from his cousin. He paid $350 for it. And he claimed he got it for Isaiah. Isaiah was 16. He was getting ready to get his license. He claimed he bought it for Isaiah to get the parts, or whatever the case may be. And I knew that wasn't going to go anywhere, and he didn't. And I said, do not tell Isaiah. But what did he do? He tells Isaiah, gets Isaiah all excited, and never does anything about it. So then both of the cars were sitting there for like 2 or 3 years. So he got the one car. So what I'm trying to say is, while he was there for like 2-3 years, I was like, get rid of the cars, because they were just taking up room in the backyard. And you see our backyard's small anyway, And anyway, so he comes and he gets the one car that worked a little bit better. And then I had the other one, and I told him, I was like, you have until the end of September or I'm going to get it towed. And so the other day, Tyler came downstairs and was like, I think so-and-so, my husband's name, I think he's getting the car towed. And I was like, really? And I was in the middle of cooking dinner. And I looked out there and I seen, and I was like, okay, so he came and got that car. And it looks so different now, the backyard. And you can see where the cars were sitting, there's no grass. There, so I'm going to go ahead and get some like grass seed and throw it there and, try to get some grass to grow back there and stuff. But it looks so much better, like my yard, just getting those 2 cars out of there. Because when you have a small yard, like having 2 cars there that are just sitting there takes up a lot of room, So I'm very happy. And now I want to do my little garden and stuff like that. Like I have plans, so I'm happy that's done. So now he has all of his stuff. Like there's not one reason why he has to get in touch with me again, And you know what's weird? Now I've said this before. So the first time we separated is when it was in 2020, and I just moved into this house. Actually, in October, a couple more days will be 3 years since I've been here. We were fighting and different things, and I just needed a break. So I moved in here by myself, and I just thought like he was going to, work on himself, and I was going to work on myself, and that was that, And I was really grieving. It was only been a year that my mom passed. My mom passed on Thanksgiving in 2019, so her 1 year anniversary of her death was coming. The first Thanksgiving again was coming. She passed away in this house, so that was a lot. So it was a lot. We were separated for 3 weeks, and he met somebody else or what have you. And I wanted the marriage to work. I mean, I was like, let's go to marriage counseling, because I really felt that at that time, it was me. Because I know I was mean. I was grieving. And, when you grieve, you have that shocked. You're in denial, you're sad, and then you're angry, and then you're sad again, and then you're mad. I was going through all of that. And that year in 2019, I lost my grandmother, and then 9 months later, I lost my mom. And a month prior to that, my daughter almost died in October. So you have my grandmother who passed in February. My daughter had open heart and lung surgery in October 1st, then my mom died a month later on Thanksgiving. So let me just tell you, 2019 was hard for me. So I it was terrible. And so I thought, well, maybe it was me. I felt very, very guilty, even though I knew even prior to that, before my grandmother even passed, before the house fire in 2018, he wasn't helping me financially with bills or anything like that. But I know I added on to our relationship, the tension and all that stuff. So we went to marriage counseling and all that, but things are always good for the first few months. But then it still wasn't the same. He still wasn't helping me with bills. And then what does that do? That causes some resentment, especially when you're struggling. This is when, like, my YouTube channel, like, because of COVID hitting, beauty boxes and different things, like, nobody was purchasing them. And so the views go down because they're not watching. If they're not purchasing it, it was a lot of things. So then what does that mean? Then you're not making as much money. And I wasn't really doing this vlog channel like that for a second income. And that will cause you to lose respect, right? And then I'm not attracted to him anymore, right? You don't want to have sex, and you don't want to have, right? Because you're angry. It's like, well, why aren't you just a lot of things. So I now realize, like, our marriage just wasn't meant to be. We are two different people. I don't regret being in a relationship with him. Maybe as far as getting married, but like, I don't regret that, because when I met him, I was depressed and different things and living in the projects, and I want my kids to have a father figure, and I don't know. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have started my YouTube channel. He really did help me get my kids in sports, and, he did do a lot, as far as that type of stuff. So I think sometimes people are in your life for a lifetime. Some people are in your life for just a season, right? And a reason. And I think he was in my life for a reason. I don't even think it should have been a season, but definitely for a reason. So I don't regret that. But he just wasn't the one for me, and I wasn't the one for him. So now it's like, I'm okay with a divorce. I'm happier being by myself. But if you would have asked me this a year ago, I never would have seen my life without him. Because I was settling. And I would have put up with him not paying any bills and me struggling just to have somebody in my life. And that's sad. And I think he knew that. Now, was I perfect in the marriage? No, absolutely not. Of course not, But I was settling. When I say settling, I was putting up with a man that acted inappropriate with other women our whole marriage. I settled with him committing adultery a few times in our marriage. I settled him not really wanting a relationship with my children, acting like a father figure. I settled being in a relationship for 11 years without somebody helping me pay bills. I always say you could do bad all by yourself. And I look at it now, a lot of the reasons why I stayed because I thought I needed insurance, health insurance. My health was bad. But a lot of the reasons too is because I had no adult around me. I don't have any in-person friends. Okay? And that's a whole nother coffee talk I can do about how I settled for my friends. I am going to make another separate coffee talk where I did settle for that as well, just to have people in my life to talk to. I felt like it's better to have people in your life, even though if they're not the right people, than having nobody at all. But what I'm learning now is sometimes it's better to be by yourself. You can make yourself happier. I am happy if I'm by myself and I just go outside and sit by that tree. A year ago, you guys know, I would have never sat by that tree. I hated that tree. That tree was very traumatic for me, And now I could just sit there, go past it with no problem. I mean, I still think about it, but I look at that tree differently now. And it's kind of like how I look at myself. I want to be, I don't want to be in any relationship, but when I do, I need to work on myself, number one, but I don't need somebody to pay all my bills, because I could do that all by myself. I've done that my whole life, my whole adult life. Even when I was 16, I was a kid, I helped my mom and them, but it's nice to get help where you're not stressed. Like, okay, the electric bill is this. How am I going to pay this? I'm going to overdraw my account for this. But then we need to get food. And then with it, do you know what I mean? Like, it's nice to have somebody say, okay, I'll get the electric bill, you get this. Or you pay the cable bill, I'll do this. Or you pay this bill, I worry about the food and the toilet pay. Then it's nice. And I just want somebody to make me happy, somebody that's funny, somebody that loves me, somebody that wants to show me off, that wants to bring me in his world. I was in a marriage that he had his life. It's like I had mine. And then we were home. It was like this secret marriage. That really wasn't a marriage because he sat in the living room all the time. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of that, like I said, could have been me, the way I treated him. Maybe he didn't want to be around me because the way I treated him. But after a while, after 10, 11 years of not paying any bills, especially when you're saying, look, I need your help. I need you to help me. You get tired of somebody saying, I don't have it. I don't have it. I don't have it. And then throwing in your face, well, my credit's good. It's like, well, I guess your credit is good. All your money goes to you. It's like I had to talk with my kids, like Isaiah, to be specific. And I'm like, when you get paid, you pay your car payment, you pay your car insurance, and whatever you have to pay. I said, but when you get paid, all your money is for you. When I get paid, I have my bills, right? My personal bills. But then I have to take my bills, my money that I get paid, and pay the house bills. And the food bills that you eat, and the toilet paper that you use, and the shampoo that you use. And, I'm just going on and on. And I'm telling Isaiah, you make more money than me, which he does. And, he thought about that. And it's sad that kids can understand it more than an adult, and it's like, okay, if you don't have it, and I'm speaking about my husband right now, then why not get a second job? He was in the NEA and NJEA, and when he would go to meetings, he would get paid for it, or little things they would pay. But I never seen it. It didn't help me with my bills, like as far as like bills that he's laying his head on. So it's like, if that ain't working, then 10 years of it, maybe it's time to get a job to help. I used to tell him, if I was a man, I would never feel right. I don't know. If I was healthy, I would be working 2 and 3 jobs. That's just how I was. And I don't know. Anyway, my point is, I'm not sad. I'm happy. And I'm glad that now there's no ties to him. I don't know if he's working. I'm sure he has to be working or doing I don't know what he's doing. I don't even know where he lives. Do you know that? Like when he moved out in March, he never even told me where he was moving to. I don't even know. And we're still legally married. It's like, and that's how it was our whole marriage. He knew everything about me, right? My name, my everything, where I was going to be that day, what I was doing. He knows about YouTube, like all of that. But I never knew anything about him. If I ask him, if I call him, like, well, where are you? You know, why? What you need? Everything was a secret. Or sometimes, let's say I was up here making a video, let's just say, right? And I knew he was downstairs. So I'd finish my video and go down. He's not there. Not a text. Not, oh, I'm going here. Nothing. Nothing. There would be times I've told you guys that I would be watching TV. And you see, I shown you like my house downstairs and so the dining room, you have to come past where you can see me in the living room, and he'd go right upstairs. I'm thinking he's going to like take a shower, brush his teeth, go in the room. I don't know. And he went off to bed. I'd go up an hour later, like, where is he at? And he's like knocked out asleep. He didn't even say good night, nothing. I mean, that's not what I want. I want somebody that wants to be around me, wants to take me out, wants to go on walks, wants to go on hikes. That's what I'm looking for. And if it takes me 5 years, then it takes me 5 years. I'm not going to settle anymore. You know, my kids are grown. My youngest is 19. My oldest, Tyler, will be 28 in November. You know, it's like I've been a parent for almost 30 years, and I'm not settling anymore. I don't care too much about looks. I mean, I got to be a little attracted to you, a little bit. I mean, come on. But I don't even care about that. If you can make me laugh, if you can show me that, you know, I'm number one. I mean, not besides your kid should always come first. But you know what I mean. And that I mean something to you and that you want me in your world, you know, I'm okay with that, you know. So that is that. And it's just so weird what a year can do. I never ever thought that I would be happy getting. I was always sad when we first got married, and even when we get into an argument, he would say, "Oh, I want a divorce." See, that's a narcissist person, right? Because they want to throw that in your face because they know you don't want that, right? So that's what they use. And I would be so sad. And I remember crying to my friends and like, why would he want a divorce if it's just an argument? Like, because I loved him so much. Like, I never wanted to get divorced. Like, if I ever wanted to marry somebody, I wanted to stay married. I believed in marriage, you know? I just also needed a help maker too. You know what I mean? Like a help partner is what I needed. And I think if I would have had that, you know, I don't know. I've always said he's a great friend. He's just not a good husband for me. You know, does that make sense? Like, he needs, in his life, he needs somebody that if they have kids, they put him first. He is the man of the house. You know, it's like God, then the man, then the kids, then the parent, you know, like my parents would be like, you know, that's how he is. That the woman, maybe they pay all the bills or do all the housework, feeds them, cooks, while he could just do whatever he wants. You know, that doesn't ask him questions. You know, he could go and do as he pleases and all that. And that's just not me. He needs a woman that's like dependent. And I've always been independent. I mean, when he met me, I was raising my 3 kids by myself, you know, taking care of my mom and grandmom as well. So I've always been independent. I think that was the issue. And I think sometimes he resented that I didn't need him. And I think that kind of hurt his manhood that I didn't need him. I don't know. But what showed me his true colors when he quit his job, knowing I didn't have any health insurance. And a lot of you guys in the comments say, well, he's not allowed to do that while you guys are still married. But when you quit your job, what are you going to do? And I'm sure if he does start working, he's not going to put me on because I'm not even going to know he's working. You know? So, but that's something he has to answer to God about. And when he took the deep freezer, 11 years together, 10 years of marriage, and the only appliance you bought, appliance-wise, was a deep freezer that was under $300. And you take it knowing me and my kids had food in it. That showed me too. It's like all the other bills, all the other times I helped you pay stuff that you needed money for, or every time I would get paid on YouTube, the first thing I would say is, you need gas money? Always trying to make him happy. I did these things because I thought, well, maybe he'll be in a good mood. So stupid. So dumb. But like I said, I wasn't perfect either, you know. So, but that's that. So now, like I said, it's finally over. Just waiting for paperwork, and then it's all over, and I'm happy with it. I'm okay with the divorce. A year ago, maybe even 6 months ago, I before this happened with him and my son, I probably wouldn't have been okay with it. I would have probably still said, well, let's go to marriage counseling, because I believed in marriage and I had fear of God. It's just so weird how time, it's like when you have your first boyfriend, right? Or girlfriend, and you're like so brokenhearted and you're like so crushed and you're like, oh, I'll always love them. And, you know, it's like, now it's like you don't even think about him. It's like Tyler's father, right? First guy, like I lived with, you know, and, you know, I had a baby with, and I never thought I could see myself without him. I don't even think about him. All right, but that's it. I've been talking your ear off, and yeah, so hopefully now all I'm waiting on is the paperwork to get signed, and everything will be great, and moving on up. All right, so now I'm going to get off of here for real. Please thumbs up this video. It really does help me out. Make sure you comment. Commenting really does help out with engagement, even if it's just an emoji. It would mean the world to me and to Nala. Nala done left. She was mad because I told her stop scratching on my bed. Stay beautiful, stay blessed, stay healthy, and most importantly, always stay you. And I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys. Let me know down below. Give me some ideas to talk about on a coffee talk. You know, like if I want to say, because the next topic, get it out, man. The next topic I'm going to talk about is settling for friends and different things. But give me some topics to talk about. Okay, bye.